What's going on, y'all? It's TCG here, back again with another Market Watch. It has been a while. I was on a hiatus. I went to Peoria, had some stuff for work. Been doing a lot of stuff, been really busy lately, but we are back with Market Watch. I'll have some more content for you this week. Hope you didn't miss me too much, but yeah, today's Market Watch, we're just going to be looking at a whole bunch of things that I've been keeping an eye on, and I think that you should be too. Cards you might be wanting to pick up or sell for 07 format, because it's right around the corner. We've only got about 3 weeks left as of recording this. I'm recording this on Sunday 6/2, so not too much longer before pre-release for 07, and then the week after is actual release. So this is just a bunch of stuff that I think you should keep your eye on for the future. And before we jump into this, I want to shout out today's sponsor. That's going to be Dueling Guard. They have an amazing One Piece collection available for pre-order right now. Reprints of some of their most popular designs, such as the Grand Line Treasures and the Nami binder, as well as a whole bunch of new additions in the Luffy and Zoro deck boxes, embroidered, the new Luffy binder, whole bunch of playmats and leader cards. Make sure to go check it out in the link in the description. Make sure to use code GumGumTCG to get yourself a discount at checkout. Huh? You still aren't using Dueling Guard? Then you aren't using the best TCG accessories on the market. Dueling Guard makes the highest quality TCG deck boxes with the most stunning artwork I've ever seen. Their modular design allows for easy access to your decks and dice. They don't just make deck boxes, they also make the highest quality binders with side-loading pages to keep your expensive cards safe and protected. They also make high-quality playmats and now even sleeves. I personally use their sleeves on all of my cards and cannot go back to another sleeve after I've been using theirs. They are grippy and slick when you need them to be, and I have no doubts that my cards are protected in them. Gear up with Dueling Guard to protect your cards in style. Don't forget to use code GumGumTCG to get a discount at checkout. Alright, y'all, and to kick things off, I want to talk about Mr. Tu Bon Kure. This card is incredible, and I highly recommend you pick this up. This is a purple staple card, in my opinion. This is going to be like the next Katakuri. It's a secret rare in a side set, and though it is the only secret rare, so it is easier to pull, I do think this is something you should have in your arsenal, and it is $40, but this card is insanely good. It's played in Law, it's played in Purple Luffy, it's played in Purple Yellow Croc. Any purple deck can really play this and be pretty well off. So I highly recommend grabbing this right now. 40 bucks, it is a hefty price point for a card, but a secret rare we've seen higher before. And yeah, it actually has dropped down. I remember seeing it at about 50 last week, so people are definitely starting to list them. But I think this is something you should have in your arsenal, and I just want to tell you I recommend picking it up now. As for the alt art, this has been going down as well. I remember this was about 150 the other week when I looked, and now we're looking at about 120. So if you have these, you're losing value. You might want to move them, get the regular ones. But if you love the artwork, go ahead and keep it. It is a nice looking card. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure you knew about this card, and you definitely should have it in your collection. Next, we got the Brook from EB01. This card has been seeing some play in Moria and Sokka builds lately, and I believe it will continue to see build usage in Rob Lucci in 07. So if you're interested in playing a black leader moving forward, I would recommend grabbing a playset of these. We can see that these were about $3 around release time, and they spiked up after the Peoria regional when a lot of people were playing these, and now they're about 10 bucks. So if you have these and you don't want them, move them while they're high. If you don't have them, might want to grab them before they go any higher. Let's go ahead and look at the alt art too. This hasn't moved very much at all. This has been anywhere from $25 to $30 since its release, but it is very nice. I've seen it in person, very good and textured, so I'd grab it at this price point before it doubles. Another one that I think you should be picking up if you don't have it already is just another card that I think is a really good red staple and is going to see some play for quite a while, is this Tony Chopper from EB. Nice blocker, has a really strong effect. It's played in Law. It's going to be played in the Chopper deck as well as the Animal Zoro deck coming out in 08, and I think it's just a great addition to any Straw Hat package. So if you don't have these, you might want to grab them because they are going up. These were $4 the other week, and now our lowest listing for a verified shop is $7.50. So definitely keep your eye on these, as well as the alt arts, which have been going down. These are only 25 now, so if you are a rarity fan, you might want to grab these because they look really, really nice. Nice little pastel kind of drawing, and they are cheaper than they were about a week or two ago. So Definitely recommend grabbing those. Cavendish, if you're wanting to play any kind of supernova leader, such as Bonnie coming up, maybe Red Green Luffy, maybe Kid, anything like that, you want to grab these now. These have also been going up only slightly from like $5. They're now sitting at about almost 7 for your lowest verified, but definitely recommend grabbing these before they go any higher. Bonnie's a very powerful leader in 07, and I think that you should go ahead and pick these up. Alt arts, these haven't really moved too much either. They're floating around that $20 price point. So if you like blinging it out, go ahead and grab this beautiful version right here. One that has been seeing a massive decline ever since its release is the Yamato leader. It has slowly been on a decline, and I actually just finally picked mine up over the weekend, traded some stuff for it at Peoria. Is going to be this Yamato alt art leader. This was like $250 on pre-release, like insanely high, $200 on pre-release, and has been doing nothing but going down. Right now, your lowest verified is $90, and I think that is a great price point. Honestly, you could probably wait and see it go down a little bit more. This leader's loved, but just always kind of seems to just barely bubble out of the top decks. So I think it's really good. It definitely is a nice addition to your collection if you are wanting that, if you're an alt art leader collector. I have a collection going, and this is the one I needed to complete the 06 collection, and I was finally able to grab it for a good price point. I think you should do the same. I also, like I said, I think if you wait, it'll just go down a little bit more too. So you play that risky game if you want. Another one I think you should pick up if you don't have a playset already is going to be the Secret Rare Zoro from 06. This card is just really strong. It's played in green decks a lot. Uta, Bonnie, I could see this in Kid. I could see it in Arlong. I could see it in Hody. Anything green. I mean, just anything. This card's a menace. If it hits the board and sticks, it can be a game ender. So if you don't have these, I'd grab them before they go up anymore. They've always stuck right around like $25 to $15, anywhere in between there, and right now you're looking at about $20 a copy. But I do think this is one that you should have in your arsenal. It's a very strong card, and definitely will be seeing some play next format. Next we have Shiraya. If you don't have these, I recommend grabbing them as well. Just a really good generic red blocker. You know, these are about $1.50 a piece. And I don't think they're going to go up crazy or anything like that, but I definitely think it's something that you should have just in case you want to play red. And then, of course, the alt art, which is very pretty in person, is only about $20, $22.90 for your lowest verified. So not too shabby there. Another leader that I think you should grab right now because it was on a dip and is starting to go back up is the Enel alt art leader. Enel has a big place in the metagame of 07, and I think that you should grab one of these before they go any higher. We've seen this thing top out as high as like $100 before, $110. So you could save yourself like $40 by grabbing it now. Another one that I think you should pick up is the Monkey D. Luffy purple leader. We have a structure deck coming out to support this leader, and I think this leader is inherently very strong, but it just has a hard place in the meta right now. But I do think will improve once 08 comes out, as well as the structure deck that comes out to support it. But for $40, getting a beautiful Monkey D. Luffy alt art from the manga, like it's amazing. I definitely think you should grab this now. Your lowest verified is 45. I think it's a great pickup, and I think it'll be worth it in the long run. This is a very strong generic purple leader. Next we have Eustace Captain Kid alt art from actually, let's look at the regular one. Eustace Kid from 05. This card's insanely strong right now. Definitely seeing a lot of play in Law. But, yeah, I mean, goes in any purple deck. Any purple deck can really play this, especially if you're Minusing Dawn. Just a very good generic card. And if you don't have these, I would recommend grabbing them. I'm not saying they're going to go to the moon or anything, but I do think that this is a card that you should have. And then, of course, if you have the alts, I would say move them now, because these are going to tank once 07 comes out. There is an SP for this, so people will be ditching these to pick up the SP if they're wanting to max rarity. Or, I guess, the mangas if they really want to max rarity. But I like the SP a lot. I think it's very cool. And if I had a playset of these, I'd probably do that. I'd probably ditch these, get the SPs, and then this value is going to tank. So if you have these, I recommend putting them in your trade binder, getting rid of them. And I recommend picking up these supers. Next, I think that you should be picking up both secret rares from 05, the Monkey D. Luffy tin drop, as well as the Kaido tin drop. I think they're both insanely powerful and well made cards and have very good places. And this Kaido, if you look, has just slowly been going back up. You can take a look at the pre-release prices. Were like 30 bucks, dropped down to like $6, shot back up to 15, and has been going down. It was $3.50 like a couple weeks ago, and now we're looking more at like $6 a copy. So if you're wanting to play anything blue in the future, I definitely would recommend having a playset of these on standby. It's just a very good card, very good tempo, helps you replenish your hand and get a big body. And then for the Luffy, I think this card only really works in like 2 decks right now really well. That's going to be Purple Luffy and Red Purple Luffy. But that being said, I think this card can fit in other decks in the future, and I think you would definitely regret it if you didn't have a playset of these. This card is insane. It's a turn skip. It can win games right when you play it. I definitely think you should have a playset of these on standby. Next, Miss All Sunday to the moon. Dollars and $1.50s for the longest has turned into $5. So if you had a bunch of these just sitting around, your lowest verified's $5 with the $1 shipping. Like, you're looking at like $6 each a copy of Miss All Sunday. So if you have a bunch of these sitting around, move them, get rid of them. They've been going to the moon because a lot of people are starting to switch towards this in law builds, just getting you a better play, I guess, than some other cards. I don't play law, but I do know that they're starting to switch towards this, and that's why we're seeing this increase, and we can also see it in the alt art version. I'm kind of mad. I had one of these. I moved it the other week for about 20 bucks, and now they're about 40. But I'd really be mad if I had the SP, because these were like 70. Yeah, 70. 70 was like the lowest they were at, and now they're 120. Let's see sold listings. 120, 122. People were buying these for 140 like a week ago. So if you have any Miss All Sundays and you're not using them and you have a playset on standby, I'd say go ahead and move the rest of them while you can. Maybe get your money out of them, get something else you want on this list. One card I think you should be picking up right now is Sanji Blocker. These are insanely cheap. If we look at this graph, there was a point where Sanjis were $10, $11 a piece, and right now you're looking at $3 a piece for these. Insanely cheap, insanely good card. Has a place in many, many yellow decks, and I definitely think you should be grabbing these if you don't have them already. Same with the alt arts. These have been going down, down, down. We've seen the highest of these at $63 before, and they are $28. That's crazy to me. So yeah, if you don't have Sanjis, I recommend grabbing them. If you're an alt art fiend, go ahead and grab these alts while they're dirt cheap, because Sanji is just a crazy, crazy good card, and I don't really know why he's so cheap right now. One that I think you should be picking up for Bonnie is going to be Rosinante. I guess any green deck. If you don't have a playset of these, I recommend grabbing these. Sounds like I'm just on this pick up your secret rare playsets today, but we've just seen an increase of this card, and then I believe this is when Bonnie was like doing really well. In the OCG, we saw it go up to all the way to $15, and now we're looking at like $7, $8 a piece. Yeah, $8 to $9 a piece on these. So if you don't have them, I'd go ahead and grab them. The alts are actually pretty cheap. Haven't seen too much movement. Did see them spike all the way up to $35, but now they're back to about 20, 25. I like the alt a lot. There's just not a lot of texture and foiling on it. That's just a personal thing, but I love the artwork on it. But if you don't have these, I'd recommend just grabbing the regular ones. And then one that I've seen go up lately is this Sakazuki from 04, the SP. And I want to say it's for Lucci, but I don't really know why. If you know why, let me know down in the comments below. And if you're still watching right now, definitely make sure to hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. Comment down if you think I missed anything in this video. And don't forget to subscribe to not miss another Market Watch Mondays. But yeah, I want to say this for Rob Lucci. Just a good generic body that pops a 5 or less, and in a black deck nowadays, a 5 is basically a 10. So yeah, I mean, even on release, these were like 30 bucks. and the highest they ever got was back in January when there was just a lot of hype for the game. Everybody was buying everything out. They were about 46 bucks. Shot back all the way down to 25, and now we're looking more at about 30 something. Yeah, your lowest verified is going to be almost $40 after shipping. So I don't really know. I guess people like this because it's the max rarity of that card. That's not the championship one. Because I looked at the other Sakazuki, the alt art from 02, and that one really hasn't moved in price very much. So I didn't throw it in here, but this one specifically has been going up. So I guess if you want your Sakazukis, grab them now. One that I wanted to mention also for Rob Lucci is going to be Isho. If you don't have your Ishos, definitely make sure to grab them. We've seen a big spike here in the last few weeks because of this card just rising in popularity for many, many different decks. A lot of decks right now are gaining massive amounts of hand advantage, and this is a good way for black to combat that while also putting a big body on the field and can give -3 to everything while it's on the field. Definitely played in Rob Lucci. This card has seen a lot of uptick recently. I mean, these were $10, and now they're about 30. So definitely would grab Ishos if you don't have them. Even the super rares we can see were dirt cheap. $5 to $5. So if you don't have Ishos and you're wanting to play black, definitely go ahead and pick those up. And then if you're wanting to play Rob Lucci specifically, I'd recommend grabbing a couple of these Kakus. These were 50 cents for the longest and have slowly been creeping their way up to about $5 now. And then same with the alt art. These were really cheap. $7, $5, and now they're $33. So I'd move the alt arts if you have them. I think there's just a lot of hype. Rob Lucci's a very good deck, but I would personally move them, and I would just pick these up. And then I wanted to talk about this guy. Man, he's been going crazy right now. There's a lot of hype behind Dofi, especially with all the 7 Warlord support coming out. This card has just seen a crazy rise in price lately, going all the way from 85 bucks back in August to 270 in January to 270 now, and the lowest verified is 320 right now. So yeah, Dofi has a lot of hype behind it, and with that Dofi hype, I want to bring you a card or two I think you should grab if you're wanting to play Dofi in 07. It's a good competent deck. I like it a lot. Dofi's always had some legs to it, and yeah, I think it's very cool, but I would recommend picking up some Boa Hancocks. This is one of the goofiest graphs I've ever seen in my life, and I mean, I guess it has good reason. This card's kind of good and kind of not at the same time. It's a blocker, but if you bring it in off of Dofi, it's rested already, but if you attack with it or block with it, you draw a card. Like, it's good, and there's also the Boa leaders that this can go in and be searched in, so I don't know. I would recommend grabbing them if you don't have them, though. $6 for your lowest verified. And then one that I really think you should pick up right now if you're wanting to play blue is going to be Mihawk. These are about $10 right now. And if we look at this graph, there was a point last year where Mihawks were $30. So if that tells you anything, I'd say go ahead and pick these up. But I will warn you, this is announced for a reprint in the One Piece The Best set, which I believe comes out in November this year. So you spend this and then you end up not playing the deck, move them because they will get a reprint and this price will be obliterated. And then lastly, we have Doflamingo Blocker Rare. This card has always been a couple dollars. Like, he's just a good card. He's played in like every good blue deck, and yeah, I mean, he's just super good, super generic, and helps you play the game longer, and definitely one worth picking up. I know that there's an SP coming out in 07 for this, which is why I didn't put the alt art in here, but we can look at it real quick. It has gone down, which makes me sad because I picked these up at Nats, and it has gone down quite a bit to $60, and I believe it's because people are trying to sell these so they can get their hands on those SPs, because the SP does look very nice. But that's going to round out everything I have for the Market Watch today, y'all. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, definitely make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Let me know if you think I missed anything in this video. Make sure to go check out Dueling Guard in the description below. Use that code GumGumTCG for a discount at checkout, and I will see you on the next episode of Market Watch Mondays. Peace.